I'm going to be talking about the cross again because a lot of people are having a hard time giving up the cross. The cross is a sign for Saturn, the god Saturn, also known as Baal. That's why he's snacking on a child right there. And you see the sign above him? There goes that cross. And it tells you in scriptures Joshua was hung on a tree. And we are witnesses of all things which he did, both in the land of the Jews and in Jerusalem. They had slew and hung on a tree. The Elohim of our father raised up Joshua, whom he slew and hung on a tree. And when they had fulfilled all that was written on him, they took him down from the tree. No cross. In the book of Revelations, not only the ones that got the tattoo are not going to get into the kingdom, it tells you right there also the ones that worship the creature and his statue. So that means worship. What do you think the colonizers did? They brought over their god and their cross. And these are Freemason hands. Look at the one that I circled. Looks familiar? The same hands here painted on Christopher Columbus. Because he was a Freemason. The Illuminati order was preceded in the 1500s in Spain by the Alumbrados, a Christian heresy started by the crypto Jews called the Moranos, the founder of the Jesuit order. That's why the people today argue whether it's the Jesuits or the Zionists or the Illuminati who are responsible for today's troubles. They are really all talking about the same beast. You should be familiar with Aleister Crowley, the wickedest man in the world, who was an occultist. And what does he have to say about human sacrifice? But more dangerous is more efficacious. For nearly all purposes of human sacrifices is the best. And speaking of human sacrifices and bloodshedding, that's exactly what the Spaniards did to our people. The Spaniards took babies from their mother's breasts, grabbing them by the feet and smashing their heads against the rocks. They built a long gibbet, low enough for their toes to touch the ground, and prevent strangling, and hanged them 13 at a time, representing the 12 disciples and Joshua, 13. Then the straws were wrapped around their torn bodies and they were burned alive. You notice how they got hung? Christopher Columbus called us Indios, which means in Dios, meaning in God, because he knew who we were. There was no India at that time. India was named Hindustan at that time. And according to the curses of Deuteronomy, when our tribal brothers and sisters are cursed, we get hung. Another word for it, lynching. If somebody is guilty of capital offense, it's put to death and their body is exposed on a pole. You must not leave the body hanging on the pole overnight. Anyone who is hung is under Elohim's curse. And we fell under the curses. Before being burned alive by the Spaniards, Cacique Hatay, I'm not too sure I pronounced it correctly, of the island of Hispaniola was asked if he wanted to accept Christianity and go to heaven. Hatay asked if the Spaniards go to heaven, to which the priest said that they did. Hatay then stated that he'd rather go to hell where he wouldn't have to see such cruel people. So yes, our people were killed if we did not accept this image and this cross. And let's not forget a slave ship called Jesus. Jesus was the name of the slave ship captained by Sir John Hopkins, the ones that brought the tribe of Judah over to the islands and to the Americas. Holocausten, which is German for Holocaust, means woolly burnt animal sacrifices. And this is what this was. Follow for part 2.